Medication access in Panama can be convenient, but you need to plan refills, prescriptions, controlled medications, and Pensionado discounts before you run low.
This Panama Healthcare series shows you how to plan for care, from insurance and emergencies to hospitals, pharmacies, and chronic conditions.
Hola, my friends. Welcome. Man, I am so glad you're joining me today. We are diving into a really crucial explainer right now, covering Panama Pharmacies, prescriptions, and Law 6. If you're planning a move to Panama, or maybe you're already here soaking up the sun, medication access is one of the most practical parts of your daily journey. But honestly, it's also one of the easiest things to underestimate. Which brings us to the biggest unknown.
Will your foreign prescription work at a pharmacy in Panama? It's a completely normal expectation, right? I mean, you pack your bags, you bring your prescription from the US, Canada, or Europe, and you figure you'll just hand it to the pharmacist down here and be good to go.
Well, here's the hard truth. No, it generally won't. And waiting until your absolute last pill to figure this out, oh man, that is an expensive, stressful mistake. You see, Panama's system operates under its own Li 1 framework. For regulated medications, local rules matter immensely. Sure, a foreign prescription might help a local doctor understand your medical history, but it absolutely does not guarantee a pharmacy counter will just fill it. You really need proactive planning way before you actually need the care.
So here is our survival guide agenda for today. First, why preparation matters now. Second, navigating Panama's pharmacies. Third, rules for your prescriptions. Fourth, unlocking Law 6 discounts. And finally, the bigger picture.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1. Why preparation matters now.
Panama's pharmacy system sits right at this interesting intersection of private retail convenience and national medicine regulation. Geography is literally your very first consideration here. If you are hanging out in urban centers like Panama City, David, Santiago, or Chitre, you have robust access. But if you are retiring or nomading in smaller beach towns, say past Coronado, or deep in rural areas, you just can't assume they will stock every chronic care medication, specialty drug, or specific brand. The farther you live from a major medical hub, the more you absolutely have to plan ahead.
Which brings us to the golden number 30. Your safest habit here is super simple. Maintain a 30-day buffer. Never, ever wait until you're down to your last few pills. If you're taking daily medications for things like blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, thyroid disease, or heart conditions, refill when you still have at least 30 days left. It gives you this nice, comfortable cushion to handle stock issues, doctor appointments, or even those long Panamanian holiday weekends.
Moving on to Section 2, navigating Panama's pharmacy system.
So what does the retail landscape actually look like when you walk out your front door? Well, you're going to encounter two main types of pharmacies. On one side, we have the major chain pharmacies, names like Arosha, Metro Plus, and Revilla. These are fantastic for predictable hours, online browsing, and checking inventory from branch to branch. On the flip side, we have independent pharmacies. Now, these offer incredible neighborhood convenience and that warm personal service we really love here in Panama. But here's the crucial point. Prices and stock vary by pharmacy. Even a medication available at one Arosha branch might be totally out of stock at another branch across town on the exact same day. It's kind of like a giant puzzle sometimes.
So when you walk up to the counter, I want you to use this exact phrase. Ready? ¿Tiene este medicamento or el equivalente genérico? That means, do you have this medication or the generic equivalent? Your specific home country brand name might not even exist here. So bring your generic names, the active ingredients, and your exact dosages in milligrams or micrograms. That is exactly how you win at the pharmacy counter, for sure.
All right, Section 3, rules for your prescriptions.
As we mentioned, Panama distinguishes strictly between over-the-counter flexibility and medications that require local authorization under Ley 1. You can't just let a prescription sit on your desk for weeks. The CSS enforces a strict timeline. Check this out. A general prescription has a maximum validity of 30 calendar dates. Psychotropic or narcotic prescriptions, only 5 days. Non-topical antibiotics are valid for just 3 days, and urgent prescriptions, those expire in exactly 24 hours. You literally have to act promptly.
Now, if you take controlled substances, please listen closely to this part. Panama's MINSA regulates these very strictly. Even the International Narcotics Control Board warns travelers about this. Foreign prescriptions for psychiatric medications, strong pain relief, sleep aids, or stimulants simply will not be honored directly. No way. You absolutely must book a visit with a local Panamanian doctor immediately upon arrival to have your medical history reviewed and your prescription properly converted to the official local format.
If you are ever unsure if your medication falls into this regulated category, just ask the pharmacist. ¿Necesito una receta médica local para esto? Meaning, do I need a local prescription for this? It's a really simple, polite hack that clears up any confusion right away and saves everyone a lot of time.
Okay, Section 4. Unlocking Law 6 Discounts. Let's pivot to everyone's favorite topic, the economics of your medication. Panama is famous for its generous Pensionado benefits, but honestly, there are a lot of expat misconceptions out there about how they actually work. According to Panama's consumer protection agency, Acodeco, here is exactly who qualifies for Law 6 benefits. Women aged 55 or older, men aged 60 or older, retirees or pensioners of any age, and crucially for expats, foreign residents who have their legal Pensionado documentation.
If you fall into those categories, Panama Digital mandates a massive 20% discount on medications. I mean, that is a phenomenal saving for anyone managing a chronic condition or buying monthly refills. But, and this is a pretty big but, it is not always automatic.
You actually have to follow some specific steps. First, ask the cashier politely. Second, show your Panamanian ID or Pensionado carnet. And third, keep your supplier invoice just in case you need to file a complaint with Acodeco later. Let's be real here. Cashiers are not just going to look at you and try to guess your age. Frankly, guessing someone's age is a dangerous game anyway. You have to proactively present your credentials.
So, commit this phrase to memory. ¿Me puede aplicar el descuento de jubilado o pensionado, por favor?
Can you apply the retiree discount, please? Say that, hand over your ID, and just watch that 20% drop right off your total. It's a real game changer.
Finally, Section 5, the bigger healthcare picture.
You know, your pharmacy logistics don't exist in a vacuum. They're deeply connected to your entire expat healthcare strategy. This explainer is actually part of our larger Interconnected Healthcare Blueprint series. To really master the system, you'll want to check out Blog 2 on the Insurance Matrix, because some insurance policies just won't cover routine monthly prescriptions, only emergencies. You'll also want to review Blog 4 on Cracking the Code of Public Healthcare and Blog 7 on Expat Wellcare and Managing Chronic Illness. They all work together beautifully to give you total mastery of the Panamanian health system.
So, what is your ultimate takeaway today? It all boils down to this simple checklist. Write absolutely every medication down in generics, complete with exact dosages. Find a local doctor early to handle those prescription conversions, especially for controlled substances. And above all else, please maintain that golden 30-day medication buffer.
So are you ready to put all the pieces together? I highly encourage you to dive into our series-wide reference hub, Healthcare in Panama, Just the Facts. It has all the deeper factual backup you need. Look, getting your medication in a foreign country doesn't have to be a crisis, but it for sure requires a plan. If a 20% savings and seamless access to your health is just a few proactive steps away, are you really going to let a lack of preparation ruin your Panamanian paradise? Get your list ready, make that plan, and I will see you next time.
Join IGO Panama, the largest community for tourists and expats in Panama, and get free access to trusted resources, our private Facebook group, and our verified directory.
This 8-part Panama healthcare series helps expats plan for care, from insurance and emergencies to hospitals, pharmacies, chronic conditions, and what to avoid before you need care.
If you found this helpful, explore more on IGO Panama. Visit and join www.igopanama.com/join.